Oh, hey everybody, Paul with you here. Let's get right to it. Seems like I've been away from you guys for a while, and gals, if there are any. Let's go, we're usually yeasty old men here. It's about what comes into this channel. But like I told you, I like it. These are usually people that are smart people here. That's usually what comes in here to my channel. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it now. Let's check out the markets. We'll get right into the news. Okay, oil. Let's start out with oil. Oil is up to $98 now. That's crude. That's not Brentwood. Brentwood is probably up over $118. In fact, I will check it. Let's check that. So $98.09. Let's check Brentwood because that's the light Swede. 106, I think. Brentwood crude. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Did I get the wrong one here? Am I on the wrong fucking train? Brentwood, not Brent. Brentwood, Paul. Brentwood crude oil price. I don't think it's 105. Maybe, but I don't think so. As of March 20th, Brentwood crude price approximately $108 to $112 per barrel. This price has been volatile. Okay, so there you have it. All right, so let me tell you what these foolish people are worried about. They're not really worried because Donald Trump came out and said that we have plenty of oil. We don't need their oil. Get it? When they blow the shit out of the infrastructure, which could take it out for months, if not many months, Trump doesn't say that there's any problem at all. No trouble at all. And if you keep taking out this 20% of the world's oil supply, you're going to have a genuine problem on your hands. And I just read an article here where it said that some countries may not be able to even get oil. Can you say Japan? Japan gets over 70% of their oil. South Korea, they get 70% of their oil from Iran and that straits up there in Hormuz. So you can't teach people. I tell them, come here, worship me as a god, and you'll be so much better off. Don't try to think. Come here. All right? My subs excluded their thinking people. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So let's continue on here. So we know that oil is going up. Well, they're getting a little bit, like maybe Donald Trump isn't like right. Maybe he's not right. Maybe oil will go up. Maybe it will cause hyperinflation like we've never seen in our lives. No, Trump just comes on and says, settle down, no problem at all. All right. Whatever. Bitcoin up $600, 70,500. Let's take a look at JM Bullion. We'll find out what the metals are. I know they got hit pretty bad today. Okay, we've got both gold and silver. Gold is at 4,500, and I mean just holding 4,500, down $152. And silver's down $4.64 to $68.60. Wow. Okay. So there you have it. Okay. There's the metals wrapped up for you. We'll check out the Dow. I heard it went into correction territory today. It's down 443. It is now at 45,577. And now we will check the NAS. And that is down 443, 2% to 21,650. Okay, so it says it's a brutal week. Okay, NASDAQ index down 2%. S&P, which is the banks, 1.5%. And it says here, small cap focused Russell 2000 becomes first U.S. benchmark to enter correction territory. That's from CNBC. right, so we're not going to get involved with this anymore. Let's just go ahead and get right into the news. We covered everything that matters. Let's get into the Drudge Report. Okay, let's find out what is shaking and cooking. All right. Missile fragments hit Temple Mount. Saudi warns oil $180. Don't believe these. He's a camel jock. Okay, don't believe them. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? 180 from 80. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Entire countries may run out. Says who? Some camel jock? Donald Trump is a smart one. You understand? He says there's no reason to worry, like Alfred E. Newman on Mad Magazine. What, me worry? People urged to work from home. Tehran threatens world tourism sites. Pentagon preps ground invasion. They must be going into that island with all. And you know, it's a shame. There are archaeological things over there right into the rock, all carved into the rock of early Christianity. Some of the waters over there, I know it's oil, but an oil refinery, but some of the waters over there are pristine, beyond pristine. They're beautiful, blue aqua green water and all sorts of wildlife. It's just amazingly beautiful. Not all of it, but some of it. Oh, Chuck Norris died. He went in last night and he looked a little puffy to me. That's generally speaking when your kidneys and your liver have had enough. And he was a great superstar of the 70s and the 80s. He did Walker, what was his name? I forget, Walker, Texas Ranger, or whatever it is. And, you know, it was a simple formula for you mindless idiots. You know, when somebody breaks into your neighbor's house and you want to feel some payback, you turned on Walker, Texas Ranger, and he made you feel better by, yeah, you know, it's almost like you people are like a domestic argument. You know what I mean? That's not, my sub's excluded. But you invite them, like women will, that's why they're so dangerous, those calls for police. They'll come over and the woman wants you to arrest the husband because the husband slapped them around and other such unniceties. And the police start getting real serious with the baton, and then the police don't really understand that that woman really doesn't want you beating up on her husband. Not really, kind of, sort of. And they wind up getting hurt or killed. They're very, very dangerous calls. And many police get killed on those kind of calls because women are fucked up. They want them to beat them up to a certain degree, their husbands or whatever they are to them, and then kind of leave and they'll get back to their next fight. That's how it is, folks. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm telling you the way it usually is. Talk to cops on that one. They hate going to those things. I don't blame them. And I saw one website. I'm going to have to tell not a website, a YouTube channel. I'm going to have to take it off my YouTube because I tuned into it because I believe in getting all sides. But she's saying that Netanyahu has died, that they found his body in the rubble. I am not getting any confirmation of that on Drudge or anywhere else. And that's just when you've got people that are leading you into the abyss. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yeah, I know it's a blurry screen, which means they're trying to give you something to look at to sell you. Let's get back to this, please. CBS News, radio shutting down after 100 years. Showdown, U.S. says Cuba prohibited from taking Russian oil as tankers head to island. That's my next question. What are they going to do? Are they going to turn back these tankers? Are they going to open fire on them? Are you looking for World War III? I mean, I understand missiles and stuff, but oil? Are you willing to go to war for oil, Trump? Are you willing to begin something that you may not be able to get out with your face or a fig leaf even? If you start getting into it with the Russians over oil to Cuba, the people don't have any lights. They don't have anything. It's all dark over there at night. It's all fucked up. They need to do something about it. Fuck Russia. Just go and open up the place. Go in there and take it. Hegseth invokes divine purpose to justify military might. They've been doing that for 150 years, 170 years. They did that with Mexico. A bunch of dumb people down there that didn't need that land, and we had manifest destiny. We would do something with it. A bunch of dumb Mexicans wouldn't do anything with it. That's manifest destiny. God wants it that way. That's nothing new. Historic heat baked Southwest. White House cooking up more distractions. Aliens. I say just get the Bigfoot. That I think will have a better, people will focus on that a little bit better. Records fall in 100 cities. Town records hottest temperature in American history. Like Julius Caesar before him, the Don gets his image on a coin. Putin offers to stop sharing intel with Iran if U.S. cuts off Ukraine. Chuck Norris dead at 86. Mysterious medical emergency. He looked to me like his eyes were closing toward the end of his life, and he was hawking dog food, some sort of dog food additive or something, and his face looked awful jowly, like puffy. That's usually what, like, your kidneys are going, and I mean, Bob Dylan went through it. I thought Bob Dylan was going to die about 12, 15 years ago. Wasn't it? About 12 years ago, 15 years ago, back in, what was it, 2015 or something? He was all puffed up. I thought he was going to die. But that's something with your kidneys or your liver or something like that. Small business reeling from tariffs, now braced for spiking oil. You bet. If you can get it in time. Shortages expand. Let's have a look at this. Soft Politico. Shutdown enters critical phase as TSA shortage expected to expand. All right, they're talking about TSA. They're not paying the workers. Well, you better think about paying. You better think about it. That's an important position. Get it? People can't get on the planes without it. You fucking idiots. Do something. All right? Come on now. They're running into problems where they've got 3 and 3.5 hour lines. And by the time they get done, another plane has already come in. Authorities investigate close call between planes at Newark. Trump friend asked ICE to detain the mother of his child. Okay. All right. Law prohibits face masks for agents in Washington state. You know, folks, there's two sides to every coin, and they're getting fucked with without mercy. A lot of them are bad people anyway, I know that. Many. Don't expect kind-hearted people there, expect bullies. It's just like cops, generally speaking. All right, we're almost done. Laura Loomer meets the Dalai Lama. You know, the Dalai Lama is an interesting character. I used to cut a yard for a guy who was very much like him. And he was castrated from a young age. However, he was really good with these nunchucks and all that. His name was, he had a real common name. Not Charlie, but he he had a real, I forget his name now, but he almost got arrested. He told me the story. That was a strange story. At the time, I was hooked up there with a really, really hot tamale there, a little Filipino girl who was hooked up already, and I used to see her from time to time. And I took her down to meet that guy. I forget what his name was. But anyways, what happened was he had a little basketball place inside his little townhome, which was tall. Nicest guy I ever wanted to meet. But somebody fucked with him getting gas one time, and he cracked their fucking skull wide open, and they almost died with these nunchucks because they were trying to rob him. He went back like that, and the guy almost died. And he was in a movie. He was in some sort of a major movie, and he starred in it. And he was I can't remember what his name was, but he was a good guy. I really liked him, and I took my little dish with me there to go see him, and he figured that out what that was rather quickly, and it was nice though. So. All right, what that has to do with what we're talking about, I don't know, something about Laura Loomer visiting the Dalai Lama, okay? I don't know whether to make heads or tails out of the Lama, okay? Drinking beer linked to significantly higher risk of death. I don't doubt that for a minute. You know, I used to know a guy, and he was a southern hillbilly from Kentucky with his wife Donna Rita, and he put down a lot of beer, and he wound up having a fatal accident where he pulled out, and he got T-boned from the passenger side. Fortunately for him, unfortunately for his wife, died, and that was my best friend. He was the Kermit Rowe, Rowe. He had even when he was young, he could not control his weight except when he got to be like his growth spurt when he was like 15. And then he kind of got it under control, but then he became morbidly obese, and it cost him his job at the Cleveland Plain Dealer. And that's a big newspaper in Lorain and Cleveland and Akron and all that, in all parts of Ohio, I'm sure, but particularly in that area. And he had all the access to the Cleveland Browns and the Indians at that time. And he lost his job, and then he called me up, and I listened to him, and his mother died in a car accident because Theodore drank a whole lot of beer, and that was going on even when he was working over at the factory. Unbelievable. So I felt bad for my friend Kermit Rowe. He was the sports editor of the Plain Dealer for many years back in the 80s. And then I think in 96, they scrubbed him, or 98 or whatever it was. Later than that, though, I think it was 2007. And they okay, we made it, folks. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Good to get through it with you. If you're here, stick around, sub, be nobody, and I will do the thinking for you. Bye.